So, I was just talking to Sarah about um, my workout routine. Um, to give you an idea of where I've come from and where I'm at now, um, for pretty much my entire adult life, I've been over 250 pounds. The majority of it, I've been over 330 pounds. And it was absolutely from personal addictions to sugar and sodium that I never actually believed I was addicted to. I had very, very intelligent excuses to explain why I wasn't addicted to those things. Um, and it's been an interesting process of learning to listen to my body, realizing that, sodium and sugar treat my body in two different ways, but it's almost like a bipolar thing where it's like the sugars give me the highs and the sodium give me low, and eating them together in the same day keeps me kind of like in a false balance, like almost like a nutritional delusion. Um, and I've gotten to the point now where I've pretty much, not that, it's a scientific word, detox, but really just gotten the sugars and sodiums out of my system enough to where I wasn't craving them, and now I'm living a lifestyle that looks like a diet and exercise lifestyle, but it didn't start that way. It was really just listening to me and working on one thing at a time, and it evolved into a diet lifestyle that is still pretty surreal for me to think that, the things that I'm eating now and want to eat are essentially like pescatarian type diet. Like, it's mind-boggling to me that, like, part of me still wants cheeseburgers, but I don't actually crave those things, and all I can think about when I want them is it's gonna make my body really hurt, which is a really, really surreal thing. And I'm about to do some yoga with my wife right now. We got the mat set up in her old room. We're staying with the in-laws right now, working on our startup, our emotional intelligence startup. And about a week ago, I decided, after, I've lost, what is it? I'm at like 262 right now, so I've lost over 100 pounds because I hit an all-time high right after I got married. I was probably, close to 370. I was definitely over 350. And so I've lost, at least 100 pounds by now, mostly from, you know, having a paradigm shift of my wants and aligning them with what my body needs. And that has been interesting. Like, I realized my body actually needs carbs. So, like, as long as I cut out sugars and sodiums, not even absolutely, like, I still eat, sugars and sodiums. I just have to know the consequences that it has on me immediately. And it's more about eating less, not about eating nothing. And sometimes, binging on something, even just a bite or two, and seeing the really adverse effects helps me form new memories. That I actually don't want these things. Even if I like how they taste, I can be aware of the consequences. That way, I'm not the person that says, I can't eat this. I, can take a bite or two and say, this is going to make me feel real bad. I'm not going to partake of this. And that's actually, more easily accepted in our culture. And I've started working out, following an anti-fragile workout style that was inspired by reading Nassim Taleb's Anti-Fragile book. There is no how to do an anti-fragile workout style. You just kind of live the anti-fragile philosophy and figure out your own. And about a week ago, I started doing squats and I just pushed myself to the max. I did a couple of reps just to get me warmed up, and then I pushed myself to the max with 1 rep, and I was sore and out of it for like 3 days. And that's pretty normal for me in the past working out. Like, the first dozen workout days, I need like 2 to 3 days to recover. But now that I have the nutrition and the hydration that my body needs regularly, um, I'm able to work out in a way that I've never known. So yesterday I did a little bit of yoga and a little bit of workout. I did the squats again and pushed myself even further with the squats. I wasn't able to do most of the yoga stuff. I did a couple of things that I could do. I've had several foot surgeries, so there are certain things I can't do with my feet, like with downward dog yet. But who knows, maybe eventually. But I did that, and then I did the squats, and I pushed myself even harder than last time, and I was sure that I would need 2 to 3 days to recover. And, you know, that was last night, and this morning, like 12 hours later, I feel like I did after 3 days of recovery from that first day, which that's never happened for me before. Like, it's just really surreal to think that, like, I can work out and actually want to work out. And I'm like, I've always been able to motivate myself to realize I need to do it, but I was never able to get to the point where I actually wanted to work out. Even when I would work out for like 3, 6, even more months than that, like 6+ months, I would work out, and I still never got to the point where I actually wanted to do it. I did it because I needed to, and I never got excited about it. And I just thought I was different that way. And now I'm realizing my body didn't have what it needed to recover. It was telling me, no, don't do this. Like, you're hurting me. You need to feed me better. And now that I've started listening to my body and what it needs on, a biological level, it's able to heal itself in a way where it's like, yes, work out. I like that a lot. And that's really, really cool. Like, it's really, really rejuvenating to realize that I want to do certain things. I want to push my body to the limits. I want to see what it's capable of now that it doesn't take, 3 months to get to the point where, I don't need days in between workout sessions to recover. And this is the most intoxicated I've ever felt about exercise, a word that was so taboo for me. And it's crazy to think that this all started by realizing that, no diet, no workout plan would change me on any other level but vanity if I didn't work on my mindset first, if I didn't neutralize my mindset. It wasn't about taking a negative self-image to a positive self-image, because that's what I did for years, and it ended up not being sustainable. So I found a way to neutralize it. I took it from a negative to a neutral. And interestingly enough, there was a lot of temptation to, make a positive out of a negative, like my unhealthy body, my unhealthy diet, my unhealthy personality, my unhealthy mental state. Even though it was neutralized, I didn't hate myself. I loved things that were harming me in the long term. And I could see that that was a big temptation. And I also saw a trend, a rise in, I guess, the body image community, where people were doing the opposite of what I was experimenting with, and it got a lot of backlash. Like, I don't believe in fat shaming. I don't believe that guilt or shame plays any role in providing a productive mental health scenario for people who are making poor choices. I think that it's really important for people who don't care that they're making bad choices, but it can't become the norm. It needs to be that shock to the system and then positive reinforcement. Like, I was aware of that, because negative reinforcement doesn't work in the long term. It works in isolated micro incidents, but it can't be the way we encourage people because it's demotivational. It doesn't work. It's one thing to wake people up. It's another thing to think that we can shame them into change. We can shame them into awareness, but then we have to pivot. We have to let go of what we believe to help them know that they can do what they feel is impossible. And when I was doing this for myself, like I worked on my mental state for like 3 or 4 years. And then I met my wife a couple of years ago and we got married last year. And it's just been an incremental, like little by little, listening to myself, creating my own diet by first understanding what I need, what I want, what's a craving, what is actually good for me, what actually isn't good for me, and figuring that out by listening to my body, by actually taking moments out of the day where I can just be still for like 10 seconds and think about questions that only I can answer about my body. And interestingly enough, the science talks about this. They talk about awareness. They talk about, wellness. It's just not as popular as selling a quick fix. But the quick fixes, they're not long-term solutions. So either you have to chain quick fixes together because eventually they break, or you break and you figure out a long-term solution. And I knew about this for years before I wanted to accept it. But I'm getting looks from my wife because we need to get started. She's already started doing the yoga. So I better get started too. And I'll keep you updated. So this is day 2 of my Antifragile workout. Super excited to get this going. And I've gotten lazy sitting here, so I might as well sit up straight even just for a second. Thank you for watching this vlog, and yeah, I'll keep you updated. Thank you.